Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you, Dr. Najwa. So, today's session, USIM'S e-learning colloquium, 21st January 2005. My presentation would be Instilling Critical Thinking in Integrating Naqli and Aqli in Malaysian Economy using Turnitin in the goal system. My name is Fuadah Johari. I am from the Fakulti of Economics and Muamalat. Okay, as an introduction, as we know that ICT is a very convenient and easy to use, and then it is very useful in the learning process and activities, and what we call it, we know that our students is very love to use it. And then what we have here is goals. Goals is a global open access learning system. It's a comprehensive and flexible e-learning platform available in the USIM to be used by all lecturers as teaching tools according to each subject. So each lecturer with each subject will be provided one section. And then, as we know, goals, we are using goals to be at a platform as an interaction between lecturers and the students. And then we have here USIM, as we know that USIM'S philosophy is try to integrate the Naqli and Aqli in the philosophy. So with this integration of Naqli and Aqli, and with this with this integration, we hope that we can produce a very useful knowledge for the ummah and society. And then because I'm from FAM, and what we have done in FAM, we have we have one workshop. We have some curriculum revisions. We revise our revisions. We revise our curriculum. Last year in February 14 to 16 at Malacca. Okay, so in this in this workshop, we are having discussion a lot about this curriculum, and end of the day we agree that to integrate of Naqli and Aqli, we have to come up with 3 level of process, which is level 1, we have to codifications or quoting from Al-Quran or Al-Hadith. In this workshop, we try to discuss, and we say in the first level we are doing ayatization. So I'm not using ayatization because I refer to the language lecture. They say there's no such thing words of ayatization. So I say, so how I'm using it? So how to use it? So I refer to the research done by Muhammad Daud Bakar, 1998. This Muhammad Daud Bakar is actually when he doing a research on the dynamism of Sharia in fulfilling the needs of Muamalat in banking. He come up with 3 level of codifications. So because of this research, they are using of this kind of codifications. So that I'm using words of codifications to replace of ayatization. Okay, the level 2 is we have to apply, and this level 2 will be application or infusion of Islamic values. And then level 3, then later on we have a integration of Naqli and Aqli. So what are the main problem in this study? Our study is actually is try to look into how the philosophy of USIM can be applied in the process of learning and teaching in the classroom and tutorial class, especially in the using of the e-learning. In other words, how this e-learning help us to integrate this Naqli and Aqli in the learning process. So this study is attempt to analyze how goal system that has been provided or developed by USIM as one of the teaching tools can be used to realize this process of an integration of Naqli and Aqli in the classroom. Therefore, this study is focused on the usage of Turnitin in the goal system as a learning process. Turnitin is used as a self-evaluation of this study, tries to analyze how it seeks to build critical thinking in the process of integrating Naqli and Aqli in Malaysian economic subjects. So a brief info about Turnitin. Turnitin is actually provided in the gold system. So this Turnitin is actually a company's cloud-based service for originality checking, online grading, and peer review. And it's used by more than 10,000 institutions in 135 countries. Turnitin also offers iAuthenticates, which is an plagiarism detection service for commercial markets and right check, as it suits for formative tools for writers. And it is widely used by 10,000 institutions in 135 countries, and it can manage the submission, tracking, and evaluations of students' work online. It is supported by Insight Venture Partners, GIC, Norwest Venture Partners, and Lead Edge Capital, and headquartered in Oakland, California, with an international office in Newcastle, UK. There's some track record, and then the developer is the Dr. John Berry from University of Berkeley, California. I think all the information you can get from the full paper later on. Okay, before we go further, I want to come up with what we call some research been done, okay, according to the Turnitin. Smith and Cass 2005, they are doing research on the effectiveness and usability of Turnitin, where they try to evaluate a teacher's perspective on the selected teachers from 7 faculties in the South Coast University. So end of the studies, they find that Turnitin help identify paragraph text that contain and match other sources, but then in this 2005, the Turnitin still cannot be sure whether this software really provides accurate indicators of plagiarism. Sipo Button 2010, they're doing research on the plagiarism level. This research is trying to evaluate the students at the University of Botswana, and then end of the studies, they found that rate of plagiat in average is 20.5%. After implementing the Turnitin, it can be reduced to 4.3%. Okay, so this study, the research method that I'm using is the population is actually what we call that, associate with 271 undergrad students. 78.3% are female, 21.7% is male. All these students are Malaysian except 3 foreign students. 2 from it is from Afghanistan and 1 from Nigeria. All of these are from secondary students in semester 1, which is just recent semester. And then all the students is from the Fakulti of Ekonomi and Muamalat, and the subject is Malaysian Economy. And what I did is a simple individual assignment was instructed in the early semester, and then they have to upload their assignment through the Turnitin system in the second week, and then they are allowed to review their submission and resubmit the assignment in the 10th week. So there's 2 processes. Second week, they have to submit through Turnitin, and then they have review it, and in the 10th week, they have to resubmit again. Okay. So, means that according to this process, when they upload the second weeks, they have to review, and then later on, before they have to resubmit, then this where they have to critically in thinking, because they can evaluate their works. So this is what we call, this is similarities from the internet and whatsoever, and then they have to create, or they have to think critically on how to integrate this what we call it Naqli and Aqli. So the process, course plan, student can refer the course plan of Malaysian Economy to look on the area or field that cover this course as main reference. Verses from the Quran, students have to find any verses from the Quran that referring or make sense to any subjects or subtopic that covers in the course plan. Because my subject is Malaysian Economy, sometimes it's rare, it's hard to find which one is actually really integrated to the Al-Quran, Al-Quran verses. And then later on they have to refer to the tafsir, okay, and then from the tafsir they have to do some codification or quoting, and then after tafsir they have to refer the asbabun nuzul, okay, which is the story behind the revelation of the ayah. From this process, this is where the transition of codification to understand the reason behind the revelation to the ayat to the Malaysian economy. And then the critical in thinking process, this they have to describe the integration of Naqli and Aqli, which is ayah from Quran related to subject of Malaysian economy. Okay, end of the day, this is the finding that what we call from that process. Actually, I have a lot of lists of surah that been selected by the student, but the most surah been selected is from the Al-Baqarah, which is 13.3%, and then followed by Surah An-Nisa, 6.9%, and Surah At-Taubah, 6%, and Surah Ali Imran, 5.1%. So, and then the rest of the ayah, which is from this research, from this study, then we know that a lot of verses the Quran is actually can be related to the Malaysian economy. Okay, this is the topic or key points that have been selected by the student. The most key point that been selected is according to the zakat, which is 10.1%, poverty 9.68%, agriculture 9.22%, business 5.07%, charity 2.76%, concept of Islamic economic development 2.76%, wealth management 2.79%, and the rest, and all of the things. I think all of the key points I have stated in the full paper. And then, okay, this is very interesting part where then later on I know what is my students' works, and then I think this is a good finding for USIM'S. The originality and other sources detected by the Turnitin software. I would say only 52.1% is original. 52 point, I think half from the student. From 217 students, only 52% are originals work. Other than that, you can see they get from USIM'S students' paper, they get from UTM students' paper, they get from www.alislam.org, they get from www.islamawaken.com, searchtruth.net, no answer, abdurrahmanfileswordpress.com, dakwah.d, Florida Virtual School Paper, forbedloan.com, ibtra.com, etc. I have listed a lot of what we call it long list about the resource from the what we call it from the internet. So this Turnitin is very helpful. What we call it, I'm very benefit of using this Turnitin because then I know the students' work, the originality of the students' work. So this is what we call it. I would say this is a percentage range of similar from Turnitin report, integration of Naqli and Aqli. So 0 to 20% is the frequency is about 202, percentage is 93.1, and then 21% to 35% is about 6%, 36 to 75% is around 0.9%. So this is how I want to show you in the goals. So this is the forum section where I am giving them the instruction. Okay, I am giving them the instruction. The first, this one is this is according to this week 2. I give them the instruction. They have to pick the ayah, and then this is the week 10 where they have to submit the resubmission. Okay, this is forum 1, which is the section. Okay, this is the week 2. They have to submit all the ayah that related to the Malaysian economy. So they have to. The interesting about system, I like the system where because I give them clear instruction. I said, the ayah dan big pick, the ayah that being select cannot be being repeated by other students. So 217, I'm expecting they have to come up with 217 ayah that related to the Malaysian economy. So because that system, because that system they have to review. Because I say this what we call it is those who are posting in early time is what we call, I will pick the ayah. The second fella will be cancel. So they have to review, they have to check and everything. It's come to 400 reply on this, only on this forum, just to make sure that the ayah that being posted is not redundant each others. So this is Turnitin submission. Then they have to submit the Turnitin. You can look at all the similarities. Okay, this is, I give you a sample where the student is, okay. You can see like this, only a simple quotation here. They really quote from other sources. Our student, this is really our students' work. So what they add is actually, they add the subject of Malaysian economy here. So all these are get from these sources. So this Turnitin report, they can access through it. They can look at it. So they themselves is actually access their work. That's why this is what they have done in the week 2. Then later on they do some self-evaluation and we subset in the 10 weeks. Okay, come. Almost finished. Okay, and then this is the 10 week. The interesting part, through the process, I'm using forum and Turnitin. The Turnitin, they have the record. But in this forum, what I want them to do is they have to submit the ayah, the integration, the chapter that been integrated, and then there's the file that been uploaded in the forum. The interesting part, one student, they do their work in the quality works, but the rest of 270 posted can be accessed by each of the student. Means they have 217 simple assignment to read on. So all the students also get the benefit from this goal system. So this forum is goal system. Okay, so conclusion, this study conclude that verses from the Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah An-Nisa, Surah At-Taubah, Surah Ali Imran, Surah An-Nahl, Surah Al-Isra and Surah Al-Ma'idah are among top verses quoted among students. Meanwhile, topic of zakat, poverty, agriculture, business, charity, concept of Islamic economic development, wealth management, business ethic and the economic crisis are the most top 10 areas selected by the student to integrate it with the verses from the Al-Quran. However, the most crucial are only 52% assignment have been done in the original manners. Thus, this study suggested that the need of transforming the landscape of thought should be promoted to produce students who are able to integrate the Naqli and Aqli. Continued effort should be commenced and the usage of facilities provided in the goal system must be optimized from time to time, especially the Turnitin as self-evaluation system to boost up to the optimal level of critical thinking among students from the religious education background. Okay, I forgot to tell you that all our students are from religious background. So they have what we call a very strong background to do this kind of integrations at Naqli and Aqli in our subject. Okay, wassalam. Thank you very much.